Hey y'all, happy Sunday. I'm glad y'all are joining me today. I'm just sitting down here by the creek this afternoon, listening to the water flow, listening to the creatures sing to me, enjoying the peace and reading my Bible a little bit. I started doing this Bible study on my own. It's just a self-study. When my youngest son, Chance, was at LaGrange College, it's a Christian college. He had a scholarship to play football there. In his first year of school, he had to take this Bible course that was like an environmental type Bible course. I can't even really remember the name of the course, but he got this Bible when he had to take the class, and it's called the Green Bible. And it is a New Revised Standard Version, the Green Bible, and it is printed by HarperCollins Publishers. So I don't know, maybe you can find it. He bought it like through his school's bookstore where they buy their school books. So you probably can find it if you just Googled that, if you wanted this Bible. So I kept this Bible of his, and I've gone through and read scriptures and stuff out of it a lot, quite often. The cool thing about this is you know how most Bibles have red letters, and that's the words that Jesus spoke. This Bible has green letters. So the words that are in green letters are what God has to say about creation, about nature, about gardening, about farming, about the environment. It's what God has to say about his creation. So I love this Bible. I love going through it. And so I decided, I've been looking for like a really good Bible study, and I haven't really found one that just captured me. So I decided just to get this Bible out and start doing this again. So I've started in Genesis, and I'm going to go all the way through Revelations and read the Bible, read the whole Bible, but I'm going to really focus in and meditate on the green letters. In gardening and farming and all these things that we're doing, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of study. I work in horticulture and agriculture, and we have a farm, and it's my passion, and I love it, so I'm consumed in it. And I read a lot of books, and I do a lot of study, and I watch a lot of other YouTube videos, and I'm always just trying to absorb everything I can about it, mostly because I'm super passionate about it. I'm so glad that God prompted my spirit to get this Bible out and start doing this Bible study again, because first of all, he's the creator. You know, in Genesis 1, the very beginning, he created everything. I without a doubt believe that God created the heavens, the earth, and every single thing that is within it. God created everything. And who better to go to? Who better to ask and to learn from how to grow food, how to manage this earth, how to treat our environment, how to garden, how to plant, how to prune, how to sow seed? Who better to go to learn from than the very one who created it? So I am so excited that God's prompted me to get back into this Bible study and to really focus in on what he has to say about it and what my responsibility is. And then as I read on into Genesis 2:15 talks about the Lord God made man after he created all creation. Then he made man, put him in the garden, put him in the earth to tend it and take care of it. So that's our responsibility. That's my responsibility. When I first really started getting interested in sustainability, sustainable gardening, I come across the word permaculture. And the more I dove into it and started studying it and learning all about it, there's a core list of permaculture ethics. So it's care for the earth, care for the people, and share the abundance. That's the ethics. That's like the permaculture ethics. So my revised permaculture ethics for my life, what I try to live by, my purpose, is first of all to love God with all of my heart, to serve him with every single thing that I have, and that every single thing that I do gives him glory. Second is to care for the people that he's given me in my life, the people, my family, my friends, you guys, to help you guys, encourage you, inspire you the best that I possibly can. Third is to care for the earth, to care for the garden, to care for the earth, to be a good steward of this earth, a good steward of our natural resources, and just to care for our environment and our earth the best that I can with what I can do. And fourth is to share the abundance of our harvest. So everything that we grow, everything that we do, we give 20% right off the bat, right off the top, we give it. Either as in giving honey to somebody, or as a blessing, or giving food to help people, or giving money, giving 20% of anything that we make off of anything that we grow and sell. We give 20% to missions. So we're sharing the abundance of our harvest. And those are like my 4 principles of purpose. Permaculture calls it permaculture ethics. I call it my purpose. So we're supposed to take care of the earth and everything that's in it, and take care of the people that God's blessed us with in our life. The more I study this Bible, the more I really realize that the Bible is a pretty powerful handbook on how to garden and farm. I mean, like I said a minute ago, who better to ask than the Creator on how to garden, how to farm, how to manage our farm, how to manage this land that He's blessed us with? Who better to ask than the very one who created it? I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I'll put the information about this Bible in the description below. Hopefully you guys can find it. Today I want to talk to you about Calendula. Calendula officinalis. It's an awesome little herb. So I'm going to put all of this in here. We're going to walk up to the garden and let me show you the beautiful flower and tell you a little bit about it. I am drinking, this is sparkling water and Ningxia. Ningxia is a powerhouse to drink from Young Living Essential Oils. It's full of so many different vitamins and antioxidant. It's a super antioxidant. The majority of what this is made from is goji berries or wolfberry. I know you guys probably have heard of that. It's a super berry. It's high in antioxidants. And the Ningxia is made from that, and it has so many wonderful properties. And I've just mixed it with some sparkling water, and I'm drinking this today. It's very refreshing and very rejuvenating and very good for your body. Let's go get in the garden. This is Calendula officinalis. It's also known as pot marigold, but this is in the aster and daisy family. Calendula and marigolds are 2 totally different plants. They have different botanical names and they're different plants. Calendula is Calendula officinalis, and this is marigolds. And marigold's botanical name is Tagetes. That's the genus, and then there's all different kinds. So Tagetes erecta is the African marigold. Tagetes patula is the French marigold, and Tagetes lucida, I think is how you say it, is the Mexican marigold. So there's all different kinds of marigolds, but this is a marigold, and it's different than the calendula. Marigolds are like fuller and double and thick and not sticky. You look at a calendula flower, it's more like a daisy flower, and when you touch it, it's got this sticky substance on it. On the flowers and the leaves, there's this sticky type substance or resin that calendula has, which makes it a lot higher in medicinal properties. So there's a big difference in calendula and in marigolds. The seeds are different too. Calendula seeds are more, they kind of curl up. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell it, but they kind of curl, and they have little ridges on them. I don't think we're gonna be able to really see it out here. I don't have any marigolds that have started going to seed yet. They've just started blooming good, but the seed's very different. They're straight. It's a long straight seed, and it's black and has like a white tip on it, where the calendula seed is curled up and has little ridges on it. So it's totally different seeds. Also, a very big difference in the calendula and the marigold is the calendula is edible and has a lot of great medicinal properties. You can eat the flowers and you can eat the leaves, whereas marigolds really aren't edible, and they don't have as high of concentration of medicinal properties as the calendula. That sticky resin makes it have a lot of herbal properties. Calendula grows about anywhere from 12 inches tall to 24 inches tall, and there's all different kinds of calendula. There's a whole bunch of different varieties out there now. The old traditional ones like I have here, they reseed real easily, they seed easily, and then they reseed easily. So they can spread all throughout your garden very easily. When it warms up, they kind of play out. They're kind of over with as it starts getting really hot. There's all different kinds of varieties. I use the traditional calendula because it has a lot higher properties and medicinal properties, and because it reseeds easy, and I like that in my garden. See, this has a real sticky residue on it. My fingers are sticky from touching it. But that's what makes this such a great herbal use for medicinal uses and such. Calendula originated in Southern Europe and has been used for centuries, and it's adapted really well to all different kinds of environments all over the country. So for me, I grow it as an annual. And I'm in Zone 8 in Central Alabama, and I just grow this as an annual. And like I said, as it starts getting really hot, this is going to start playing out and being over with. I don't know, probably around July or August, really. That's when it starts really playing out. So I'm seeing weeds and pulling weeds while I'm talking to you guys. It grows in a lot of different places, a lot of different countries, a lot of different zones. For some places it grows as a perennial, and then for others, such as me, it grows as an annual. So harvesting the calendula flowers, the more you pick these flowers, the more they'll bloom. I picked all the calendula flowers 2 nights ago, and it's already full again. I've just been coming out and harvest them as they filled out and got real full and open, and just taking them in the house to dry them so that I could use them for my little recipe I'm making. And just the more you harvest them, the more they bloom, which I love that. And I want to get all of these lovely flowers, as many as I can, before it plays out. So I've been just coming out every couple of days, every 2 or 3 days, and harvesting as many of the flowers as I could. The more you pick, the more it blooms, the more flowers you'll have. Okay, let's talk history for a minute. Romans and Greeks used calendula a lot in their rituals and ceremonies. They would make garlands and crowns and different things like that out of the calendula flowers and wear them during their ceremonies. Calendula was also nicknamed as Mary's Gold because the flowers were used in a lot of early Catholic events. And in India, the flowers are considered sacred. Now, back in the Civil War and in World War I, they used the flowers to make like a poultice for a healing agent for wounds. So calendula goes back a long way and has been used for centuries. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an herbalist, I'm not a pharmacist, I don't have a PhD, I'm not a medical professional at all. I'm just a gardener and a designer who is studying and researching using herbs and plants and food as medicine. So anything that I say and suggest in any of my videos is just research that I have done myself, self-study, self-research, and it's what I'm doing and applying to mine and Jean and my family's life, just to try to help us be healthier naturally. And I recommend that if you have any kind of health issues, any kind of problems, that you see a doctor before you try any of these things. Get your physician's advice. Don't stop taking medication. Go to your doctor and get their advice. Please do your own research and do whatever is best for you and your body and your health and your family. Calendula has a lot of great uses, a lot of great edible and medicinal uses. The leaves and the flowers both have antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial, and antiviral properties. Calendula leaves and flowers are very soothing. You can use them both for all kinds of different skin problems, skin issues. It's a hypoallergenic and it's found a lot in different skin products. There's a lot of different ways that you can get calendula into your diet, or different ways that you can use it. You can dry the flowers and make a tea. You can make a salve. You can make a compress, a poultice. You can make an infused oil. There's a lot of different ways you can use calendula. Calendula flowers and leaves are both edible. I'm not gonna eat the leaves. I don't like them. I don't like that sticky substance, and they're real bitter. I don't eat the leaves. I use the leaves and the flowers to make a salve, but I don't eat the leaves. But you can take the flowers and dry them, and you can like adorn a top of a quiche with them, which is very lovely, very pretty to have little flower petals sprinkled on a quiche. You can definitely do that. You can make teas out of it. But what I'm mostly going to use calendula for is just to make a salve out of it. I'm going to make a healing salve for skin problems like eczema and rashes and stings and skin issues. This bold orange and yellow color of the flowers is used a lot in making dyes. So it makes a great dye for fabrics or papers. So I'm hoping that Terry and I can use some calendula flowers and make some pretty papers with it. As I mentioned earlier in history, how in the Civil War and in World War I, they would make a poultice out of the leaves and out of the flowers and put on a wound for healing. So the way you make a poultice is you would just gather up like a bunch of these leaves. Just get you a bunch of leaves. And you know, you can use borage leaves too. You can use all these borage leaves. They're great for skin issues. If you didn't catch my last video last Sunday about borage, go check that video out. There's a lot of good information about how to use borage. But they would just gather these leaves up, and then you want to like crush them up. Just crush them. Just, if I had a mortar thing, I would crush them up like that. But if you're out in the field or somewhere and you can't do it, you just crush up the leaves really good. That gets those medicinal properties in there activated, the oils, it gets it activated. So you just crush it up like this, keep crushing it, you know, work it really good. You get it crushed up really good, and you see the essential oil in the plant, like making it wet. Then you, if you needed to make it stick together, you would just take like some clean water and pour on there, and then you would put this would actually be sticking together if I had some water, but you would take it and put this on your wound and let it sit for an hour or so, or however long you can, and it will help heal a cut, a wound, a rash, a sting. It'll help with bee stings. So that's a poultice. That's how you would make a poultice. Calendula has a lot of wonderful medicinal uses. It helps to stimulate the immune system, so it helps to fight off viruses and colds and things like that. It helps relax muscle spasms. It helps with like stomach cramps and menstrual cramps and problems like that. It helps with those spasms. It's also a great detoxifier, so it can help detox your liver and your gallbladder. And it also helps a lot, not only, you know, externally, like using it as a salve or whatever, because it has so many great healing properties for your skin, but also taking it internally as a detox. It can also help with things like acne or eczema, because when your body's full of toxins, a lot of times the way your body gets rid of those toxins, it sometimes comes out through your skin. So you might end up with a breakout or acne or eczema or rashes or whatever, and that's your body's way of trying to detox itself. So by taking this internally as a detoxifier, that could possibly help aid in clearing up skin problems. I'm gonna try it. I've never tried that, but I am gonna try it. And the way that you would take that internally would be to make like a tincture with the calendula. So what you would do is just get the flowers, and I'll probably just use them fresh. I think you can do them either dried or fresh, but I'm probably just gonna use them fresh. Pack them full in a pint jar. Just pack it as full as you can get it, or as many as you have, and then fill it up with vodka. Like 80 proof or higher is what's always recommended in everything I read. So fill it up with vodka, cover up the flowers, and then put it in a cool, dark place. Put it tight, make sure it's tightly sealed up. Put it in a cool, dark place, and then shake it daily, and you'll leave it in there for about 4 to 6 weeks. Take it out, strain off the flowers, and you just have your little vodka tincture there. And I don't know, I can't find it recommended in any of my books or research, like how much you would take, what your dosage would be to use that as a detox. But I'm thinking maybe just like a tablespoon or so a day. I don't know, I'm still trying to find that out. And if anybody knows the answer to that, put that in the comments for us below. But I am gonna try it, and I'll probably just do like a tablespoon or so a day for a little while, just to try to detox my body. Calendula is also a collagen producing plant, so that aids in anti-aging. And I'm gonna be using this salve whenever I get it made on my skin as well. I need some help. I'm starting to get some wrinkles, and I need some help with that. In my borage video, I mentioned to you guys that I'm gonna be making up a salve, for a healing salve for skin problems, rashes, irritations, eczema, anti-aging, wounds, just a healing salve that's going to help take care of all of those things, I hope. So I'm going to be making up that salve, and I'm going to be using calendula, borage, lavender, some rose petals, comfrey, and possibly some marshmallow. I've been like reading a lot about marshmallow, and it seems like it's got some good properties in there for skin problems. So I'm still researching that, but I'm probably going to add some marshmallow. I've got some planted over here, and if I end up with enough, maybe I might use that. I don't know. I'm still researching that one, but anyway, I'm going to be making up a salve. And it's a process. I got to make the oil first. You have to make up an infused oil first, and then you take the oil and use that mixed with some of my beeswax and make this wonderful salve. So it's going to take a little process. The oil takes quite a while to get infused before I can even use it. But whenever I'm able to make it, I'm going to make a video and show you guys how to. Okay, let's talk about calendula as a garden companion. And I only planted it right here this year because this is all I grow. I didn't really grow enough to plant it all over my garden. But next year, I'll be planting this all over my garden. I've used calendula in my garden as a companion plant for a long time, for quite a few years. I've always like included it in my gardens, in my vegetable gardens. But I've never like really put it to use. I knew it had a lot of great medicinal properties, but I've never really used it a lot. So I'm really enjoying using this calendula and making things with it, and I'm definitely going to be adding a lot more in my garden next year. there's a lot of great reasons to use this in my garden. Not only because it is just gorgeous. I mean, it's a beautiful little flower. It's a happy little flower. And it's great to use in any garden. It's good to use out in the orchard. It's good to use in the vegetable garden. It's good to plant this around roses, your flowers. It's just a great little plant to use in any garden. Plus, it's beautiful. So not only is it a beautiful little flower, but it is a great trap crop. So because it has this sticky substance on it like it does, aphids and whiteflies are really attracted to this plant. So they'll come to it, and when they do, they kind of get stuck on here. And I was looking earlier to see if I saw any aphids or whiteflies on here, but I don't. And I really haven't seen any aphids in the garden this year, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm happy about it. But anyway, the aphids and whiteflies are attracted to this sticky substance, this herbal substance, which is really like the essential oil of the plant. And they come to it, and then they like get stuck on it. So it's a good trap crop. With that, it attracts beneficials because it attracts ladybugs and lacewings who come to eat the aphids. And that is just a beautiful example of a balanced ecosystem right there. Calendula also attracts pollinators. As you guys can see, there's all kinds of little pollinators out here buzzing all over them, feeding on the nectar from the flower. When a flower has like this open petaled center like this, it's easier for the pollinators to get to and get the nectar from it. So when it's open flowered like this, it's easier for the pollinators. They're more attracted to it. They'll come to it. If it's a big, thick double flower like that marigold that we looked at earlier, pollinators aren't really going to work that as much as they are these open-faced type flowers. They can get to them easier. Definitely attracts pollinators. The pollinators love it. They're just really working this calendula and these borage flowers back here. I'm seeing some honeybees on here, and bumblebees, and native bees, and maybe a few wasps, maybe a few parasitic wasps. There's all kinds of beauties out here. I love to see all these bees and pollinators and beneficials working in my garden. Also, calendula is a wonderful living mulch. See how tightly it grows together, and it doesn't leave much room for weeds? It's just kind of thick. It just kind of grows pretty thick, and it doesn't leave much room for weeds. So it makes like a living mulch. It helps with weed suppression. And another really cool thing about calendula is you can feed this to your chickens. The chickens love it. I've been taking them some, and they love it. Supposedly what I've read is that these beautiful flowers, if you feed them to your chickens, it helps to make the egg yolks like a lot brighter and more colorful and more pretty. And it's supposed to help strengthen the eggshells. So I don't know that for a fact, but it makes sense. So I've been feeding it to the chickens because they do love it, and it's got all these nutritional values to it, so it's good for the chickens too. I don't feed them a lot. I've just took them a few in there and give them some because I really don't have a lot to share with them this year. But next year, I plan on growing a whole bunch, and I should be able to share more with my chickens. But also, with calendula being so good for skin problems and skin issues, and I'm going to make that salve up, I've read that you can use that on your animals too, on your pets too, for like any kind of skin issues they have, or any wounds or anything that they have, you can use on your animals just like you do yourself. If you guys aren't growing calendula, I highly recommend that you make this a must for your garden next year. I'm just really loving this flower. I've always loved using it in my garden, but I'm really, really loving using it this year in my medicine and in our food. I'm gonna just take these flowers that I harvested and dehydrate them, and I'm gonna take a few of them and press them and let them dry out for the journal. But for the most of them, I'm going to dehydrate them for the little salve that we're gonna be making. So, pick out a few here that I think might dry really well. Let me get some of the different kind too. My friend Terry and I met up this week, and we went to some antique stores and some thrift shops and Hobby Lobby.
We're chilling at the Prattville Creepers thrift store.
We walked right in, took a left,
Uh-huh.
and look what we found.
What we found, the perfect chairs.
The perfect chairs.
We need these chairs.
I think so.
$75 each.
Not bad.
It's our color.
Absolutely. And they don't smell.
They don't stink.
That's the first test.
And they're comfortable.
Very comfortable. And I can see maybe with some little throw pillows. Or
Yeah, we'd have to jazz them up a little bit.
Absolutely. Might even might do that DIY paint thing.
Do the paint.
Paint the fabric.
And just kicked around ideas of how we were going to make this journal. And we found a few cool old books that we can use. Plus Pat at work gave me some of her old books. And I think we've got our covers. And we've kind of got an idea how we're going to make it. So let me show you these books we found. We found at the thrift store. And we picked these because of the covers on them. Like this one, I mean, this right here alone is pretty. Look at this. It's beautiful by itself. Flower arranging. And it's turquoise. And it's got this little lady arranging flowers on it. And when you open it up, it's got some neat old pages that we probably can use for decoupaging and stuff. But we chose these books because I like the texture on the covers. And what we're going to do is just kind of cut this book down the seam here, and then we'll have that front cover, and then we'll cut it down the seam here, and we'll have this as the back cover. And I won't be painting this one. I'm going to leave it just like it is. These other ones we'll probably paint them or do something cool to the covers. Now this book, this Texas gardening book, look at those boots. I love those boots. I don't know that I'm going to be cutting this one up. I mean, this is a neat book right here. I'm not in Texas, but we have a lot of the same conditions, and we can grow a lot of the same plants. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut this book up or not. I really like it. But these two definitely. This is a big size book, so it's a great size to make an herbal plant medicine journal out of. We'll do the same thing, just cut it here and use it for the front and back covers. And then this one was awesome because it's big. It's a big book and it's black, and there's all kind of cool things you could do with this black background. So we got some cool books to make the journal out of, but we ran out of time. We spent the whole day just thrifting and walking around downtown Prattville and enjoying lunch and just spending the day together out. But in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go to her house because she has this art studio with all of her things in there. So I'm going to go to her house and we're going to work on making this journal together. So I'm going to bring you guys with us on that video and how we're going to make the journal. As far as garden journaling today, I'm really not going to do much journaling. The only thing that I'm going to do is dry these calendula flowers. I'm going to try to press them and dry them. I'm going to get Gene to make me a flower press. I need a flower press. I'm going to show him one that I really like, and I'm going to try to get him to make me one. I really need one of those now. But what I'm going to do until I get one, I'm going to do it like this. So what I'm going to do to try to press these and dry them until I can get Gene to make me a flower press, I'm putting them in this book. I've got like some tissue paper. I've laid them out here. Hopefully they'll do good. I've got some tissue paper in here, and I'm just going to do that. Fold it over. Shut the book. And I'm going to put some books on top of it. Just stack some books on top of it. Hopefully they'll dry good and press out real good like that, and then I can use them to journal my pages. Terry showed me a technique using Mod Podge to be able to get your flowers to adhere to your pages and to do like a decoupage type thing. So whenever these flowers get dry, I'm going to work on adding that to my pages. Plus I have loads of pictures that I've taken of all these different flowers, and I'm going to print those out and add those to the journal too. I'm really looking forward to putting this journal together and making the pages prettier and getting the flowers and the pictures on there, and learning some new techniques from Terry and making these pages really pretty and bringing you guys along with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today and you got some new information about calendula that maybe you didn't know. I know that in my research and study of it, I've learned a lot of things about calendula that I didn't know. So I hope this helped you. I hope it inspired you. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day today. God bless you, and I'll catch you on the next video.